as always. I think my friend Corinder usually types that in the comments out there. Hello, welcome to the show. Happy Monday, as I always like to say. Every day is a happy day, but Mondays are great days. It's, well, I don't know. Do you consider Monday the start of the week, or do you consider Sunday the first? What's the first day of the week? Is it Sunday or Monday? If you look at a lot of calendars, I was always taught that Sunday is the first part of the week. Rewind. Sunday is the first day of the week. That's what I was always taught. That's what my mom taught me. Am I wrong? What do you consider the first day of the week? Is it Sunday or Monday? Or maybe you think it's Saturday. I don't know. Corinder's out there. He says hi. Hello. Facebook user. So here's what happens when it comes up and it says Facebook user. That means you're watching in a group instead of a page. And unless you click on that special link that we share there in the group and allow Facebook to see your name, I won't know who you are. So you can say whatever you want about me, and I won't know until I go back to the group actually and check, and I can see your name there. So don't say any nasty things about me. Welcome to the show. Happy Monday, as I said. Interesting day as far as pandemic goes here in Ontario. Jesse, hello, sir. And yes, I am working. I always ask that, right? You work a lot, Jess. You work a lot. What do you do on your day off? Do you go swimming or anything? That was Danielle David, Facebook user. Thanks, Corinder. All right. That was Danielle. Danielle who? I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, interesting day for, the Premier of Ontario coming out, and talking about plans for Stage 3. The plans for Stage 3. And we knew this was coming, of course, at some point. I think we're all still wondering when things are going to actually happen. But I was live with my friend Stephen Healy, who lives in the United Kingdom, and they're much further ahead currently than we are with plans. I mean, it just means that everybody's looking at this differently, and we're all at different stages of the game, so to speak, right? So wherever you're watching from, things are a little different, but it was interesting today. So if you didn't, and by the way, please say hello in the comments wherever you're watching from. We're live in 8 different platforms right at the moment, and different parts of the world: United States, United Kingdom, Australia, etc. So thanks to all of our friends who are hosting us. Please click the share button if you want some friends to know about the show here. Nearly all businesses and public spaces to reopen in Stage 3. This is from news.ontario.ca, the Ontario newsroom. Public gatherings will increase in size as the province continues its path to economic recovery. Now, here is the facts from the horse's mouth. As part of Stage 3 reopening, Ontario will be increasing gathering limits for those regions entering the next stage to the following. Indoor gathering limits will increase to a maximum of 50 people. Outdoor gathering limits will increase to a maximum of 100 people. Gathering limits are still subject to physical distancing requirements. So even though there's 100 people in a gathering, you better be social distancing, I guess. So this is interesting. The Chief Medical Officer of Health and public health experts and other officials have advised the following: high-risk places and activities are not yet safe to open, even if a region has entered Stage 3 due to the likelihood of large crowds congregating, due to the likelihood of large crowds congregating, difficulties with physical distancing, or challenges maintaining the proper cleaning and sanitation required to prevent the spread. So, amusement parks and water parks, buffet-style food services, dancing at restaurants and bars other than by performers hired by the establishment. So you can have a party, you just can't get up and dance to it. Overnight stays at camps for children. Private karaoke rooms. This is the one that, private karaoke rooms. So you can have karaoke now. You just can have private karaoke rooms. Prolonged or deliberate contact while playing sports. Saunas, steam rooms, bathhouses, and oxygen bars. table games at casinos and gaming establishments. Table games at casinos and gaming. So the table games aren't going to be open, but that doesn't mean the slot machines won't be open. Following public health unit regions will be allowed. Here's what I noticed on there. We are not, Lambton County, we are not yet, we are not into stage 3 yet. Are we surprised? I mean, we didn't get to move into stage 2 right away either. So I know some people today during the announcements when I was broadcasting the premiere was upset about that, but I don't want to say it is what it is, but it is what it is. And I'm sure there's reasons for it, right? Which means we're not far away. If you're living in Lambton County, we're not far away. Try being Windsor right now. Seriously. Go back to the comments. Joe Bird. Oh my goodness. Hello, Joe Bird. Good to see you as well. Hope your life is treating you well. Wow. So there you go with stage 3. So we could be back running karaoke here in Sarnia. I haven't done it in a while, and I know there will be some people who are really missing the karaoke at Rock and Roll here in Sarnia. But you can find out all that information, news.ontario.ca. Them's the rules. That's the way we got to be. So once again, wherever you're watching from, please say hello in the comments. Hope let us know where you're watching from, and good to have you here. Don't forget that if you're here in Lambton County, again, I always say get it from the horse's mouth. LambtonPublicHealth.ca is a great place to get your information for what's happening with the pandemic here in Lambton County. And of course, the City of Sarnia website, sarnia.ca, has a full page dedicated to the pandemic. City Council meeting was on today. I'm not going to go into all details, but our City Council meeting had some interesting, well, it got a little hot today between the mayor and Nathan Colquhoun. Things were said that, well, it was, I guess it was implicated in the media, etc., that Mayor Bradley had accepted directly $10,000 for a Chris Hadfield party. It was not the case. It was made out of the city. Words were exchanged. Mayor Bradley was offended that his integrity was questioned. I'll say as I blame him there. And he pointed out to the councillor that all I had to do was ask. Here it is. Could have been handled differently, I think. We don't need another, here I go, getting into politics, when I just normally don't. But I just hope we don't waste time again. I mean, you know, to quote, can't we all just get along? Like I get transparency, integrity, all those things should be questioned from time to time when there's it's usually things are misunderstood. Do people do things? Yeah. But I don't think that's normally the case, even though it might look like that sometimes. If you're having a hard time with things, you're not understanding the politics, you're not understanding the pandemic, or you're feeling stressed out, you know what you can do? Here's the secret to a stress-free life. I'm going to give it to you right now. 2 words, stress-free life, having a bad day. Here's what you need. Ice cream. You need ice cream. Ice cream will fix everything. And our friend Jake Chersky at Philly Cheese Jake's has colossal cones. I wanted to put this out there for him because he's been talking about having ice cream down at Philly Cheese Jake's. You don't think of ice cream at Philly Cheese Jake's, do you? But that's why Colossal Cones is a part of Philly Cheese Jake's, still at 988 Confederation Street. And Jake, I'm going to be down there tomorrow. Myself and a friend of mine, we were having a meeting, and it was suggested that we go down and have some ice cream. So we're going to do that. And thanks to Jake for all his support here on the show as well. Colossal Cones, great idea. You want to see me? Come see me tomorrow down there at 988 Confed. We did the Western Ontario Outlaws Extreme Lawn Tractor Racing. Yes, it is a thing. It's a very cool thing. It's a very fun thing. It's fun to watch. It's fun to do as well. My son Jason and I, we did some laps around the track there last year. We'll be doing it again this year as a fundraiser with our friends at Preferred Towing. I think it's going to be father versus son to raise money for the Youth Transitional Housing Facility here in Sarnia. But it's every other Sunday. This past Sunday, wow, what a beautiful day it was. The track was in great shape. not too much dust, and Mother Nature cooperated. About 30 cars out there. So they have the rules. It's only $10 per car. So I don't know. Did you do that back in the day? Did you try to fit 20 people into a Volkswagen or something? We don't recommend that necessarily. But come on down, and $10 per car to come on out. We had 30 cars down there, and it was great entertainment, family entertainment, and they put on a great show. It's every other Sunday. So next time we'll be back. I live stream it every time we're there, but there's nothing like being there in person. Sunday, July 26th is when the next races are going to be. You can go to westernontariooutlaws.com for the details. All the races start at 2 o'clock, but it's good to get there about 1:45, 1 o'clock. Park up on the hill there. And they're located out in Petrolia there at 4120 Heritage Road in Petrolia. And I am live streaming all the races. Love to have you watch if you can't be there. Exciting family fun, but there's nothing like being there in person. So come on and check us out for all that. Western Ontario Outlaws. And I'll keep you posted on the race. I think it's going to be myself and my son Jason against Gary and his son Colin. I don't know. We're going to get pledges, or I'm not sure what we're doing that, but I'll keep you posted. That's coming up in August, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot. I'm just happy that they're going to let me drive again, because I wiped out a couple of times last time. We had Josh Lyons here recently talking to us about Canada's premium hot sauce, the Front Street Heat, which has done very, very well for itself, around, not just around this area, but it has now expanded. I think, well, we thought worldwide. I think he's getting ready to get into other places. But one of the cool things right now that you can do if you want to support the United Way and you like sauce, Front Street Heat is the way to do it. $1 from every bottle bought is going to be donated to United Way. Whether you live here in Ontario, it is out west now. Wherever you are located, you buy the bottle there, it goes to your local United Way. So get out there. Shoppers Drug Mart, Metro, all your grocery stores here in Sarnia have it. I think they're in Chatham and Wallaceburg as well. So what a great way to enjoy the Front Street Heat, and kudos to them for giving $1 from every bottle to the United Way here in Sarnia Lambton. We had them here last week. What a great local story about the success of, well, he's had to jump in all the way, right? So, and I know Dave Brown from United Way is pleased with that as well. Oh, I'm getting a little too happy here. There we go. Cliff Erickson performed over the weekend. Like many things, after 38 years of the famous Rotary Pancake Breakfast on Mackinac Weekend, canceled. So there you see, last year it looked like pancakes. This year it looked like Cliff Erickson, who he himself said that's a picture about 10 years ago. I had the privilege of interviewing Cliff last week. And so far to date, let me check my numbers before I put it out there the wrong way. Yeah, there it is. About $7,000 has been raised since Cliff Erickson did his performance on Friday. I was happy to be the producer and do the production for that. And a very fun interview with Cliff, which is still available on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. Check that out. Such a very nice, genuine, certainly talented individual. And we'll be working together again in the future. Looking forward to that. But you can still make donations for the next couple of weeks. They normally raise $10,000 at the Rotary Pancake Breakfast. So they're getting close. They'd really like to hit that $10,000 mark. If you've got some pockets that you can offer, RotarySarnia.com is the place to go. Again, currently at $7,000. Trying to get up there to the next level. So let's help them out. And Cliff, what a fantastic show. You can still see that on the Rotary YouTube page or Facebook. It's also on my YouTube channel and my Facebook as well. Thanks again, Cliff and Rotary Club of Sarnia. Great idea. Working out well. Our friends at Oswald's Diner have a new logo. They're changing things up, but they're not changing the great taste and the great value that you get. And, you know, they're family owned down there on Plank Road here in Sarnia. And the roughest part of getting there is the road. Once you're there, though, it's worth the trip, let me tell you. Oswald's Diner has a new logo, and they are motorcycle fans, so it's another reason that I like them. Everybody knows I love my motorcycle. So go down there and check them out. They're open till 2 o'clock in the afternoon every day. There's a drive-through right there. You can pull right up and place your order, pull in the parking lot, wait, they'll bring it right out to you. Home-cooked everything. Delicious. I've already been there 3 times last week. I'm going to need a new wallet, but very reasonable price down there. It's just that I'm going there 3 times a week. And again, great family owned, and they're celebrating their new logo. We'll be talking more with them coming up soon as well. All right. Well, we talk about events happening and a lot of people going virtual, and some think, oh, I wonder if this is going to happen. Captain Kid Days is still going to happen thanks to so many supporters and sponsors to keep things alive. And the man who has all the details coming on right now, Geoff Dale, how you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. How you doing, Dave? Not too bad. Not too bad. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing fantastic. Well, you heard the lead in there. Sponsors and supporters really make this happening this year for sure. I mean, they've always been a big part of it, but really extra important this year.
Absolutely. Shell Lansar, absolutely. Robert Shell Lansar, Nicole Smith, Robert Dale Limited, Nicole Smith. They've all committed to doing what they can this year, doing what they can this year, and so we can still run a virtual event, and do what we can for our community.
Well, I imagine, like everybody else, when the pandemic showed up. Oh, he's still there. When the pandemic showed up, well, these probably aren't the words, but a bunch of people probably said, "Oh crap, what are we going to do?" How quickly did everybody get together to decide that Captain Kid Days would still be a thing?
Well, Captain Kid Days, we planned all year. So even in April, early May, we were putting posts up on our social media that we were going, and as a traditional event. And then once things didn't shake out that way, we switched to virtual. So it's really come together within the last month.
So. And, I obviously there's going to be some limitations there. It's not going to be the whole weekend like normal, and people aren't going to be outside splashing around and socializing like they would. This probably won't fill 100% of the void that Captain Kid Days is going to missing, but do you think it's going to, people are really going to appreciate this?
Absolutely. But it's what we can do this year. We can't do our kids zone. We can't do our beer tent. But we can do virtual events. We can still raise money for the community. Our groups still need money more than ever right now.
I hear you, but for some reason I don't see you. So you're still there, sort of. So we'll just, I don't know if you're
sure.
Off and on.
Okay, sorry about that. I've had two other calls. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, hit the do not disturb. I just have a black screen there.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right. This happens all the time. I don't know if maybe your camera, you turn it around the other way. You might be on the... All right. Well, we'll just...
There we go.
There you go. We didn't need to see you.
I'm back. I look better not on camera.
Well, face for radio. There's still, you talk a lot about, the voids. A lot of organizations still needing support. And
absolutely.
Talk about what this really, a lot of this is going to sports in the community. Is that right?
We support junior hockey, both the boys and girls program. Minor baseball, junior flags, and there's three mental health organizations that we help. I'm getting a fair bit of feedback. So I'm hearing myself
you get an echo?
Times. So yeah.
Let's see if I can fix that.
But
any better?
That's much better actually. So
okay.
So we have three mental health organizations that we brought on board 3-4 years ago as well. So all of those organizations will still be getting donations this year. So the Junior Flags, Moortown Minor Hockey, Lady Flags, Corona Minor Baseball, CMHA, Rebound, and St. Clair Child and Youth.
Wow.
So Yeah. So,
and what year is this for Captain Kidd Day?
This is year 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what was to be a big year, but again, you roll with the punches. We're not a group that gives up easily. Even when we plan things and it doesn't work out, you do what you can, right? So, and we really wanted to set ourselves apart by being an event that, while we have some significant changes, I would say, we're still an event that still plans on running, and hopefully it does very well, because we anticipate it doing very well, and
yeah, this is a really, I mean, aside from the obvious connection to the community, like the donations that get received to all the different organizations, this is a really impactful event on the community, I guess directly, mostly to Corunna, but not just Corunna, really. That's the heart of it, but it really affects the surrounding area in a positive way too. Talk about that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're, even with our announcement last week with everything, we're getting tremendous feedback from, Sarnia, Petrolia, St. Clair Township, everywhere around. Everybody knows this event as basic, everybody thinks it's Corunna centric or whatever, but we're definitely not. And we've kind of spread our wings over the last, 7-8 years to broaden where all we try to help, right? So,
Yeah. I see that you've already started doing some things. It looks like was there some kind of, it was an ambassador contest or some kind of contest on currently right now?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, we changed the name of what used to be Miss Corunna to our Captain Kidd Ambassador
Right.
contest. We just kind of updated the name to be a little bit more quote unquote with the times.
Right.
And so that is running virtually, as is our Best Dressed Pirate contest. So two things that normally would run on the Friday night and Saturday afternoon, we're running virtually throughout from basically now. So all the application forms are in sign-up forms are on our Facebook page. Where this could help, for example, is a contestant or a kid that, is a little bit more introverted than the next one could, have mom or dad film them, and they don't have to get up on a stage or something like that to do their talent or to answer the questions, that type of thing. And they could have a couple of takes at it if the first take or two doesn't work. So, we're hopeful that people see it that way, and that people will really jump on the virtual event for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to lie. That's something that I'm going to miss. Putting on the showcase every year, the talent showcase.
Yes.
You and I have talked a lot about it over the years that we've done that. The wow that we just see these kids get up there and they just give it their all, and they're really amazing talent. That's going to be a piece that's kind of be a little missed this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've tried to allow ourselves to be a venue or a medium for, new performers or, less seasoned to get up there and, kind of earn their chops. You know what I mean? In your showcase that you've done for 4 or 5 years now, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Was definitely something that is going to be missed. But we're trying to focus again on the things that we can do, and we're trying to turn this into. I think every community, no matter where you are right now, is looking for some positivity.
Sure.
Some good news. Even today, Sarnia got some bad news again that we're held back again. So that's another conversation, but so one of the things we're asking everybody to do is to take a small clip of themselves, basically selfie style, basically like what I'm doing right now, and what do you love about Captain Kidd Days? What are you gonna miss? What do you love about your community, be it Courtright, Corona, Wilkesport, wherever in St. Clair Township, or Sarnia, or Petrolia, or wherever you're from? And that's going to be part of the live stream on the Saturday. So we're going to intersperse a lot of feel-good messages from the community and from sponsors, that type of thing.
I think you're going to be. I'm not sure what the expectation is there, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at just how much it looks like. There's been quite a bit of participation already. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at just how much the community, everybody's kind of accepted the fact that we're in this thing. We're all in it together. Yep. All those words that we hear over and over and over, and we just have to make the best of the times. And people seem to be adapting pretty well to this virtual world. Are you adapting well in all of this, or were you've already been not really a techie guy?
Well, I'm, and I mean, those that know me know that I am a very extroverted person. So, for me to not have an outlet of some sort has been difficult, right, Dave. I'm not going to lie. But with the Zooms, with the house parties, with stuff, I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I'm getting better at it.
Right. You are. We're going to get you trained pretty soon.
Yes.
Did you, when all of this happened, and obviously you have the committee there making great decisions. And congratulations to you and the committee on this.
Yeah.
Did you get feedback from the community though? Were people stepping forward and saying, you should do this, or did you think about that, or?
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that has come out is people are almost instantaneously, people were looking for some form of swag. So like a hoodie or a koozie or something like that. For Captain Kidd this year. I think people are hoping or looking for it to be a memorable event again, and so we're doing our best, and obviously if we can get that stuff in time, we were planning on doing that. We've definitely heard back from the community that they're excited for us. They're excited for us to continue. That it's something that the community needs and wants, right? Even though it is different. So
yeah, I know it's rewarding for you and your team every year. I've been able to spend the last few years and kind of be there, sort of at the end, and watch all of you guys observe and see that we pulled this off, and this is a rewarding experience for you and your team, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Our team is an amazing group of people. We're pretty much a family, right? Like when COVID hit, we were all still chatting on the house party app or the Zoom app. Every Saturday night, we all got together, right? So, we're not just a committee that gets together and just plans something. We're really friends, right? And tight friends. So it's, and I think something like that has allowed us to plan this better rather than just saying, it's going to sound hokey or cheesy or whatever, but, we really wanted to do it for our committee as well. Just because we do put so much of an effort into it. We were disappointed that we couldn't run our traditional event, but we also, you shake it off, you have a meeting that doesn't go as planned, and then you move on the next day, right?
That's right.
And that's really how we've rolled with the punches, I guess. So
Yeah. Well, let's talk things up about the virtual events and the live stream. Okay, we got the sponsors in place. Everything's ready to go. Tell everybody what we're going to be doing on August the 1st.
So, as I spoke to earlier, we're going to be announcing our winners of our events. We'll have multiple winners, different categories. So, for the best dressed pirate, we're going to have best dressed pirate. Most lookalike to Captain Kidd, best R, that type of thing. So we're going to be announcing those. We're going to be announcing our ambassador winners and maybe a few surprises, with stuff like that. Having the clips playing from our sponsors and that. And then we're going to close things off with a performance from the Downriver Band. They were slated to be our Saturday night headliners, so we've kept them on to play for us. So we're hoping that people get together within their allowed groups, and hopefully at that point it's a little bit more than we are right now. But get together in your backyards or your garages or whatever, and have us basically be your soundtrack for the night. So that's
the Downriver Band really does know how to bring it. I mean, every year, but I kind of stand off to the side because to be out front, like everybody's right into them, and they know how to put on a show. So I don't think you could have made a better choice there. A lot to choose from for sure, but
yes,
there'll be no doubt that they're going to put on a show, and we're going to broadcast that live here on the Video Show Network and on the show and on the Captain Kidd Dave page and everywhere we can with multiple places. So won't be hard to find. Geoff, just before I let you go, can people donate into this? Like, normally there'd be a charge $5 in the evening.
Yep.
If you're raising money, like how do you raise that money now?
So what we've asked people, I mean, again, I got to give a shout out to our sponsors. They've all stepped up huge this year, and and have been understanding. So there's been a large amount of the donations will come from that. Basically, a straight flow through from that. But obviously, we want the community to become involved as well. So we will be setting up basically a GoFundMe type app that's going to be starting the week before and then running through the weekend. And then for a minimum donation of $20, which is a fraction of what a lot of people spend at the nighttime events, they can get a like a BOGO coupon from Bad Dog. We really didn't want to hit up the restaurants for sponsorship money, so we've partnered with them to basically do a win-win. So if somebody donates, they get something for it. So
cool idea. It's going to work well.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be a part of it differently this year, but 2021 we'll be able to say, wow, big expectations for 2021, just so you know.
Yeah, we've already heard that a few times. We will be back. We will be back, and hopefully with our traditional event at that time. But we will be coming back with a vengeance for sure.
Perfect, Geoff. Thanks for being here. Before I let you get on with the rest of your day, anything you want to add in?
No, thanks. Thanks for your support, Dave. You've always been a huge supporter of us. And thanks for the opportunity to be on the show.
You're welcome. We're looking forward to it. Take care, Geoff.
Thanks, Dave. See you.
Geoff Dale from Captain Kidd Days. Like a lot of people, adapting to what's happening with the pandemic, but not slowing them down. Very grateful for the sponsors and the supporters that keep it going through. But they're going to be looking for the donations as well. $20. I don't know about you, but if you paid $5 to get in at night after a couple of refreshments and a burger, you're beyond $20. So what a great deal to continue on a tradition, as Mr. Dale mentioned, 35 years this year. And they'll be back with a vengeance in 2021. All right. Well, with a lot of things having to adapt, what about our seniors and what about senior care and how do they adapt? It's been interesting. I know I've done things like FaceTime with my mom and my dad, and that's a new experience for them. So both sides of the coin need to be talked about. And right now we're going to bring on James Chalmers, who is here with us from Home Instead Senior Care. Thanks for being here, James.
Oh, thanks for having me, Dave. Great to be here.
Yeah. Let's talk about, honestly, this is something that I've recently heard of you, but Home Instead Senior Care. Talk to us about what that is.
So Home Instead Senior Care is a franchise organization. It's actually the world's largest provider of non-medical home care for seniors. So there's over 1,200 offices in 14 countries. And my wife and I are the owners of the office here in Sarnia. So it's great to be part of a great organization because we can access a lot of training materials and resources to help seniors, and it really keeps us on the cutting edge of research that's being done for seniors and communities, and really also just how to combat ageism, things like that. But Home Instead's been around since 1994, and there are 45 offices in Canada. And there's over 625 in the United States, but also in other countries like the UK, Switzerland, Australia, Japan. So really all throughout the world. And that really gives us a great competitive advantage because we can see how home care is done in other countries and just really what's working for them. How can we improve our system? How can we improve our delivery of care? And then even just what technology is being used out there to help seniors stay independent at home.
Right. Well, I imagine that, like you say, you kind of got some advantages there because you can communicate with the other countries that are dealing with different situations and being able to learn from each other. Let's kind of take a walk through here. Let's start from the beginning to give people an idea what the process or the experience is like from the start when dealing with you. So I am in a position, so I have a mother or father all of a sudden who needs some care. And I live out of town and I'm the only child.
Right.
In town. Can paint a picture for that.
Sure. So that actually, Dave, is really representative of a lot of the families that we help. So in that case, we have our team of staff, and one of our staff members is Lindsay, and she's our quality care supervisor, and she takes all of our inquiries. So you call in, you want to know a little bit more about Home Instead Senior Care and the services that we offer. And so she takes down all the information and just says, tell me a little bit more about your mom. And so we get a real overall feel of exactly what the family is looking for. So, and sort of the schedule that they're looking for so that we can match them up with one of our staff that's going to be a good fit. And then we schedule a care consultation, and that care consultation is a meeting at mom or dad's or senior loved one's house. Or sometimes the kids are visiting from out of town and they're saying, you know what, we just want to come to the office, get things set up, learn more, and then we'll go over and see mom and dad and talk to them about it. So there's different ways to engage our service, and we strategize really what is the best way, because some of our clients, they're resistant to care, and the kids realize that, hey, there's extra help that's needed, and maybe one spouse is more on board than the other. So we set up that care consultation, go out, and Nancy is our client care coordinator, and she meets with family, determines exactly what the needs are, gets an overview of the home and the setting there, and then and really a little bit of history about some of the medical history. Maybe there's a condition that a senior loved one is working through, and just maybe they have a condition that they're dealing. It's a lifelong condition, like perhaps Alzheimer's or related dementia. They're coping with that, and they're going to have to deal with that for the rest of their life. And so so our client care coordinator, Nancy, will determine exactly what is needed in the home along with the family, and then we'll determine what sort of schedule might work best. So we have clients that we're coming in and helping 2 times a week, where the caregiver will come in 2 times a week just to help with meals, light housekeeping, doing some laundry, change the linens, and then go out together and get some groceries, and then maybe prepare a couple meals. Prepare a meal to eat but while the caregiver's there, and then maybe a couple extra meals to eat on those days that the caregiver's not there, where mom just has to heat it up in the microwave, but she gets a nutritious meal. And so we determine how many visits are going to be required for the family members. So some of our clients, our caregivers are in the home 7 days a week. Some of our clients require care just for overnights. And then sometimes it might even just be on the weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday, we need a mom's caregiver to come over and help with things at the house. But during the week, we have a friend that comes by and drops in to see mom or dad. So Nancy works with the family to determine what type of schedule they would be comfortable with. And then they determine a start date. And so say that start date is, say, next Monday, we're going to start. Then Nancy takes all that information back, and then as a team, we determine who might be the best fit as far as what staff member could be the best fit, because we really want continuity of care. We really want to have that same caregiver that comes to see mom every time, so she doesn't have to start a new relationship with somebody new. So,
I was going to say, it's all kind of relationship would be a part of this. I would think after a while, kudos to anybody who can be a caregiver, because it becomes an emotional attachment after a while, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's our goal. Our service philosophy is relationship before task, which means that in the home care industry, services can become very task driven. I just got to be over there for an hour. I got to get the laundry done. I got to get the light housekeeping done. I got to take the garbage out, and then I got to go to my next client. Well, for the outcomes that families really want, we've recognized that the relationship element is often more important than those tasks being done. Because if you're visiting a client that is coping with Alzheimer's and related dementia, and you're only in the home for an hour, you might not recognize that mom is repeating the same story 3 times in a 3-hour time span. Whereas some seniors are pretty good at really covering up some of the conditions that they're coping with. And so by having a caregiver there for a longer period of time and for multiple visits throughout the week, then our staff can gauge and understand what changes might be taking place. And that really helps the family, especially if you live out of town, to really get updates from our care team, to understand exactly what's going on. And then we can adjust accordingly and help our clients stay home longer. If someone is in the home helping out, but mom's doing a good job of hiding some things, well, oftentimes it's a crisis that alerts the family that something's wrong. And sometimes that crisis, if mom falls and breaks her hip, sometimes that's a condition that they can't recover from, and then they have to live in long-term care, or they are in the hospital for an extended period of time, and they're not able to go back home or stay home as long as they would have liked.
Right. What about, so like I say, big relationship involved in getting to know and making it personal, I guess, because that's, I would imagine a lot of times clients feel like that, like, oh yeah, they're just here to do the job. That's a really important part of it. What about, speaking of relationships, what about your relationships? You mentioned Alzheimer's. My dad has Alzheimer's, so I can relate to that. So we deal with the Alzheimer's Society, but what are your relationships with, say, the Alzheimer's Society or other organizations? I would imagine there's a lot of internal relationships going on too.
Yeah. So that's a good question, Dave. We support and work with the Alzheimer's Society in a number of different ways. We help raise funds, and we ourselves donate funds to the Alzheimer's Society and their programs and services, as well as with their social workers and education staff. We're helping to raise awareness with family members as far as what services are available. So as far as the community, the Local Health Integration Network, the LIN, who is basically the arm of the government of Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care that delivers home care to seniors. So they work in conjunction with the Alzheimer's Society, also with family physicians, also with the family health teams, to stay connected with those health organizations to make sure that care is monitored appropriately. So we really are a referral source for the Alzheimer's Society when it comes to like support groups, education, and just getting connected into the government provided services that families are able to access the Alzheimer's Society is a great organization and a great starting point for families if they're coping or a loved one is coping with Alzheimer's and related dementia. And so we really work together because our services are private pay. So they are funded privately by the individual and the family. So we really try to tap families into the services that are available to them that we all really pay into. And if you can access certain services through the Alzheimer's Society, then maybe you just need to fill the gaps with our service and having a caregiver come in, but then the Alzheimer's Society can provide certain services themselves. And it's really a win-win situation for the organization because they have the staff there to help contribute and educate, and we want to make sure that they're being used in the community. So we work really hand in hand in that regard. And sometimes they're just saying, you know what, you need to touch base with home instead because they're going to be able to customize a care plan that's maybe more robust than what their volunteer staff could attend to.
Right. Well, that's good. And you kind of answered one of my questions about how it's financed. So these are you're offering private services that the client looks after. What about let's talk the word caregiver? You know, obviously somebody's coming in to help. Are there situations where, well, for example, you know, my father's wife looked after him up until the point of, you know, he's in a nursing home now. That caregiver needs some that's already still there. Sometimes needs some, well, you see caregiverstress.com up there.
Yeah.
Caregiver needs some stress relief as well. Can you assist with that as well?
Yes. Yeah. So we also have clients where it's a husband and wife or partners where, you know, in the instance where a spouse is coping with Alzheimer's and related dementia, as you can imagine, that other spouse is really sometimes is getting to the point where, you know, they can burn out and they're working so hard to meet the needs of their loved one. But then for themselves, they really need an opportunity to really unplug and maybe even do some things outside of the home, but they're not able to do that with their spouse anymore. So as far as caregiver stress, that's a big issue for families because they're burning out. And then now not only is one family member coping with a condition, the other family member now becomes unhealthy, burnt out, and maybe they have a condition that worsens because now they're not taking care of themselves. That self-care element is going, you know, unnoticed or unattended to. So with our type of services, we have several occasions where a family member spouse will say, you know what, I just want 2 afternoons a week where I can go out for coffee with my daughters. I can go out shopping with my girlfriends. I could even just go run some errands that I want to run that focus on me. Or even, you know what, I just want to go to the gym and work out, or I want to go to the bridge and just, you know, walk down by the river and really just refocus for myself. But
don't need a reason.
yeah. Well, they might not feel comfortable doing that because they don't want to leave their spouse. And then there's sometimes a sense of guilt that works its way into that.
Attached to that, we feel bad. I'm not there. I should be what bad person I am. Yeah.
And I mean, you want, and we have to have those conversations like Nancy and Lindsay and our staff, our care team have those conversations with, you know, the daughter or the son is calling up and they're just a voice to talk through these things with family members and say, it's okay. You know what, how do you choose between caring for your own family and then caring for mom who cared for me all these years? And, you know, I have this responsibility, and that's where our services come alongside and they don't feel so overwhelmed. Even to the point where we have family members who say live in California, the daughter lives in California and her sister lives in Sarnia. And so she recognizes that her sister is getting burnt out. So what does she do? She says, I'm getting home instead to come in and they're sending the invoice to me. I'm going to pay for this because I can't be there in town to help. I'm elsewhere. So this is a way I can contribute. I know that you're going to the grocery store. You're going to pick up medications. You're taking mom to her appointments. You're doing all that. I can't do that. I live in California or I live abroad. And so then that family member is saying, you know what, I'm putting this in place. I'm paying for it. And it's a way that they feel like they're contributing. So there's all these different dynamics that we really work through when it comes to family dynamics. There's also the times where we sit in the living room and there's 5 siblings and 2 are on board with it and 3 aren't. And so you're trying to yeah. Yeah. So, you're sometimes in some situations in the family room where you just are a fly on the wall and you share what we can do and try to help out where you can. But it's as it's not easy to, when you don't know what you don't know, because sometimes people are like, well, senior care, like, well, what is that? What does that look like? And so it really takes, once they see, it's really interesting, Dave, when we get to see the family and you can just see the tension lifted off their shoulders because they're like, you know what? We have someone reliable that's going to come in 3 times a week. I just come in, visit with mom, and the rest yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot of great services you're bringing in here, and the best way, I guess, for people to get a hold of you, we're showing you. You've got your Facebook there.
Yeah.
There's a website there as well. And what's the access? 9 to 5 kind of thing, or Saturday?
Yeah, so we're available 24/7. So we have an on-call supervisor that answers the phone 24/7. So families can call us at any time if they're in crisis. They'll get somebody that we can work through things. As far as the turnaround, we do the best we can in those after hours times, but during business hours, we can have one of our client care coordinators come out, meet with the family, and just really discuss things. There's no obligation when we have a care consultation to sign up for services. It's, you can see how you can get more information about our services and then make a decision. But really, if you can reach us at our phone number on our website. You can look us up, like you said, on Facebook as well. And then I would like to direct people to also that caregiverstress.com website, because there are just, when I talk about Home Instead being the world leader in providing home care, that is really where all of our resources are listed when it comes to how to help mom or dad returning from the hospital. Or like one is the 40-70 rule, the conversations the kids around age 40 need to have with mom and dad around age 70 or within that, around those ages. And then the 70-40 rule, the conversations mom and dad need to start having with their kids when it comes to thinking about the future. There's
100% there.
Yeah. I mean, the more we're finding that too, that more families are being proactive about their care and saying, you know what, I'm looking at this as an investment as opposed to looking at it as sort of a woe is me, I need help. It's now looked at, you know what, I invest in myself in so many other ways. Going to the gym, I invest in my car by taking it to the shop regularly, right? Well, as far as care for yourself or a loved one, more families are saying, you know what, I'm going to get this care in place because I'm not going to be, unfortunately, sometimes families think that they can be a burden to their kids and they don't want to feel that way. So they get this in place, they feel comfortable, they enjoy having their caregiver come. So it really is a process, but more families are being proactive and looking at our type of care as really an investment in themselves.
Makes perfect sense. James, thank you so much for talking to us about Home Instead Senior Care. And we'll have you back in a few months to give us an update on what's happening.
Yeah.
And keeping well during all these incredible times.
Yes. Okay. Thanks again, Dave. You too.
You're welcome. James Chalmers joining us from Home Instead Senior Care. Lots of details there. We'll show you once again, as he mentioned, go to caregiverstress.com. Lots of resources there. And if you want to find out more about their services, and as he said, no obligation, just reach out to them to get their phone number, send them a message, and they'll get back to you as quickly as they can. So interesting. I did not know about that. And it's one of those things I guess you probably don't think about until it shows up all of a sudden in your life, like, oh my goodness, mom and dad needs help. And we can't all do that. I think most of us, well, at least around my age, can probably relate to that, right? So thanks again, James, for all that information. All right, well, that almost wraps it up. I got to tell you, something really interesting is going to happen tonight. A Chick in Her Garage Productions. My friend Jules and company, Jules C. on Facebook, has invited me to be a guest on her show. I'm not usually the one being interviewed. I have a couple of times, but tonight, She's asked me to be in the hot seat tonight at 7:30 p.m. with Jules TV on Jules & Co. on Facebook. I will be her guest for about 1 hour. And I told her, I said, take the gloves off, talk to me about anything, ask me almost anything, right? She can ask me anything, doesn't mean I have to answer. But I'll be in the hot seat tonight. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really proud of my friend Julie for stepping forward, and she uses StreamYard, same as I use here, to do her passion. And I was invited into her She Shack the other day and really enjoyed that. So thank you so much to her for inviting me. So tonight, 7:30 p.m., it'll be likely on my page as well. It'll be on Jules & Company. I'll be sharing it around. And if you want to ask your questions, here's your opportunity. 7:30 tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous, just a little bit, but it'll be okay. She won't. Anyway, see you tonight. Want to say thank you to all my supporters. Oswald's Diner, here on Signs, Hughes Intelligence, Joe's Discount Tire, Philly Cheesesteaks, and Active Ears. And shout out to my son, J-Man's Affordable iPhone Repairs, also one of my supporters now. Isn't that kind of cool, my son? Yeah. Our friends at Blackwater Coffee, Sarnia Sting, and so many others that support me here with what I do here on the show. And, of course, I couldn't do it without all of you. So I'm really, really grateful for all of you who have stuck by to enjoy the show. And if you're enjoying the show today, please do me a favor, click that share button. And if you haven't already, please follow me here on my Facebook page, The Show Sarnia. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, right? And, of course, you can find me around on YouTube as well. Subscribe, because there's other things over there. I try to – why would I put the same thing everywhere? A little bit. But I try to put other stuff in other places so you can enjoy, especially when I get out in the community and I'm traveling around. Instagram, YouTube, that's a good place to check out as well. So, once again, thanks to all of you. Thanks to my guest, Geoff Dale from Captain Kid Days. Really excited for the virtual event this year. And, of course, there's James Chalmers joining us. Thanks again to all of you. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.